Hello, my name is Shadows, and hi again. For those who watched my last video. Sure, it was really fucking long video. It was much longer than I expected it to be. 50 minutes. That's fucking long. Well, I'm going to show you one thing that I bought not this week, but last week actually. Really awesome thing indeed. 2 seconds. Here it is. Pretty cool, huh? A dragon with a pentagram. A really cool thing. You see? Anyway. Sorry. The only question now is where I will put it. Anyway, but this video is not about what I recently bought, but about when suggesting bands. Since this is a Nightwich, well, not really a night yet, but still a meeting. It's one of those moments. Anyway, well, when you're suggesting bands, you often are suggesting bands that are similar to the first band. Like for example, if you get to hear that somebody listens to and like, let's say, Suicide Silence. So when you are into deathcore, for example, you often then suggest, well, you like Suicide Silence, well, then Carnifex and Chelsea Green and Whitechapel and so on. You should also check out them. Whilst somebody that's not really into deathcore, more death metal dude or something like that, would say that Suicide Silence is for pussies or something like that, and suggest death metal band instead. But I'm not going to talk about those dudes, at least not the death metal dudes, but more when you suggest a band, you shall suggest bands that do really sound similar, not just bands that are in the same genre. Like I wouldn't consider Chelsea and Green and Carnifex that much similar to Suicide Silence. Yes, they are in the same genre, but especially not Whitechapel. Whitechapel sounds damn much more different than those others. But if you're listening, what I will suggest, if you're listening to Whitechapel, is more The Artist Murder, for example, Aegean, and Versus Crown, and also Ocean. Those bands that really sound similar, not just in the same genre, and the bands don't have to be in the same genre to sound similar also, even if that doesn't occur that often. And another example, a band that sounds similar to In Flames. You In Flames fans may listen now, really close now. is a band called Engel, with E instead of with E instead of A. Yeah. Enjel is it spelled. Anyway, for me they sound very similar to In Flames, but you also have to remember that everybody have a different perspective when viewing things. Like even when bands sound similar, when for one person, which two bands really sound similar, another person thinks that they sound completely different. So it's not bulletproof really to either suggest bands in the same genre or bands that sound similar to you. So well, but I can actually tell you that I've done some wrong before when I suggest bands that I mean that I have suggested bands that doesn't really sound similar to the first band. Which in one cases actually were Suicide Silence and The Devil Wears Prada. So yeah, so I have some experience when I failed some when suggesting some bands. So yeah. So I have been thinking about a bit about this subject. So when you are going to suggest band, have in mind what kind of bands do this person listen to, and what are the bands that that person have as favorite bands, or is the favorite band for that person, and yeah, what kind of personality that person had also, because I think that also determines if that person will try new stuff. And another thing that I remember now also is that some people don't really like when everything sounds the same. That you want some difference in the bands or music that you listen to, or just in any case. Like what I mean is some people don't like when everything sounds the same. That may be one of the reasons that some people don't like deathcore, that they think that many deathcore bands sounds very much the same to each other. So yeah, it's a really hard question when you are going to suggest bands. Indeed it is. So but me myself, I'm trying to do the sounds similar to thingy when suggesting bands, and I can really just tell you my view from it all when I suggest or review bands or something like that, because I have really just experienced it from my way, and how I got into metal and all that stuff, and how I view music in general and stuff. So either you have to know that person really well to know that this person may like this band, or at least that you are very experienced with what kind of music that person listens to. But then it will be really hard to suggest music to other people when you are as interested in music as I am, for example. So so then you asked me, so what you're really saying is that I can only suggest music to my best friend. Well, not really. You can suggest to anyone you want to, but just keep in mind that that person will probably not have the same kind of experience with music as you does. So that person may not have the same thrill when listening to that band, or that person may also have some kind of issue with the genre as whole. So either some kind of prejudice, or that that person have tried some or a lot of songs / bands from that genre, but that genre has not really got that person's interest. So yeah, or that kind of style of music is maybe a better way to put it. So yeah. So that's why when I ask for others to tip for music, I often show some bands that I have some kind of like guideline for that person to look for, like for example, well, just take Kark Angren and Advent Sorrow and Opus Building and Monotheist and Flesh God Apocalypse, for example. Those sounds somewhat similar to each other, and if I want to listen to more of that stuff, I give you those bands to have some kind of a guideline to look for similar sound to that. So you maybe show me then Seven Horns, Seven Eyes, for example, and you maybe also show me, well, I don't really have an example now, but bands that sound similar to that kind of sound. So yeah, so that is a really good way, I think, to get to I mean, when suggesting bands, that you ask for what kind of styles or style that this person may be interested in looking into more. So yeah, if you really want to have a good tip I maybe already said this, but if you really want to tip bands or suggest bands that you really think that this person may like, then ask for, yeah, I already told you that, or when you want yourself more bands, want to have something new to listen to, try to tell either what kind of style of music you like for example a genre you want to explore more within, and tell what, if you already listen to a few bands, what kind of bands you like in that genre, and maybe also tell what you usually listens to, so maybe that person will find a combination between like for example, let's say I don't like really a lot of power metal bands, but those I like is Falconer, Exalion, and Burning Shadows, and Blind Guardian, and maybe a few more, but maybe I tell those bands, and that I usually listen to mostly deathcore, death metal, different kinds of death metal, like technical death metal and melodic death metal, and also metalcore. Those are the genres that I listen to mostly, and those four bands, Falcon, Exalion, Burning Shadows, and Blind Guardian, just for example. So maybe that person finds a combination between power metal and melodic death metal, perhaps. Just for example, because nowadays there is a really lot of bands, and there are probably a combination between every fucking kind of music there is out there. So so maybe you end up having a combination between, I don't know, metalcore, black metal, and country music. I don't know, but you don't really have. I don't try to be that. These are the rules, but more of my experience of this and my thoughts around this. So I'm far away from an expert. Definitely not. These are just opinions that as I told you before. So, but I would really recommend you to those things that I told you earlier in this video. So yeah. That is also my opinion and thoughts about when suggesting bands. And what I'm eating now is some kind of strawberry cream, something that contains a lot of carbs. What's it called in English? Whatever. It's candy. I like it, and it's with milk too. So you have pour milk in it too. So yeah, it's tasteful. It's good, but it's not really helpful. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say now. I don't really want to bore you with me just eating this shit. So yeah. What's your thoughts about when suggesting bands? Have you some bands that you want to suggest yourself to me? Then you probably have already seen my earlier videos, which bands that I bought CDs of, and I probably already told which bands that I really like. So yeah, but I don't really have a genre that you can tip me just like any band or something like that, except for that I probably won't be that eager to test something that's outside metal. Not that I trying to be narrow-minded and stuff, but I'm not really interested in that kind of stuff, and I probably won't like that much of thrash bands. Yeah, that's one metal genre that I don't really are that fond of the bands. Of those that I tested, I'm not really that much into, really. And I only like a few 2-3 songs from Metallica, from one of the big four, but there are, of course, a few bands that I like from thrash metal, like Godslave, that is a combination between thrash metal and death metal, and Armagathas, I think, also has some thrash in it. And I think I like one more band that also is thrash, but else I'm not really that much into thrash metal. So yeah, go ahead, tip me some bands, or tell me your thoughts about when you suggesting bands, what you have in mind when if you like to always suggest your top 5 bands, or if you try to be a more give bands more kind of bands that you think that person actually will like. So yeah, keep it metal.